Hello everyone, my name is Anitzel Nunez, and welcome to my analysis on the Netflix film Wendell and Wild. So major spoiler alerts, go watch the movie before watching this, please. Now, Wendell and Wild director is Henry Selick, writers Henry Selick, Jordan Peele, Clay McLeod, and Chapman, based on the book. Now, quick summary. Kat, played by Lyric Ross, loses her parents in a tragic accident a few years later. After being in a group home and juvenile detention center, she's sent to West Bank Catholic School, where she meets Raul and a group of girls that Kat calls prize poodles. Kat learns from Sister Helly that she is a hell maiden and she needs her inner demons. Wendell and Wild, who are obsessed with building their own amusement park, they promise Kat that if she brings them to the land of the living, they will bring her parents back. Meanwhile, an evil couple, the Claxons, want to tear down Kat's hometown so they can build another private prison. Kat and her friends fight back and save the town. Now, the representation. Kat it has to deal with a lot of stuff, starting with her parents drowning in a lake and dying. Um, she's also forced to assimilate into new environments. Um, and she's often throughout the movie, she is shown to be very angry and really aggressive towards others. Um, the thing is that she doesn't really fit the sapphire stereotype or the angry black woman stereotype. This movie goes more into depth of like where her anger actually comes from, which is a place of sadness and guilt from, or basically survivor's guilt from her being the only survivor from that accident. Now, this film has really good native representation. As you can see here on the bottom, we have Raul, who's trans mask, and of indigenous descent. We also have Mariana, his mother, who's a very supportive mother, especially to her transgender son. She's also paralegal and a member of the city council. We have Miss Hunter, whose face tattoos resemble those in the First Nation communities like the Inuit and the Gwich'in. Now, major villains, we have Lane and Irmgard Claxon, owners of the private prison Clax Corpse. These are their crimes. And another antagonist, Father Best, a priest and the principal of the Rust Banks Catholic School, played by James Hong. And these are crimes. Now you see here, Lane, the husband, really resembles these two up here, and I don't think that's a coincidence. Now some themes and terms. Deindustrialization, the process of decline in industrial activity in a region or economy. In the beginning of this film, we see that the Rust Banks are essentially a ghost town after the tragic fire caused by the Claxons of the brewery. The loss of well-paying, stable jobs led to unemployment as well as social unrest, as discussed in Chapter 10. Due to having no employment, many of the folks' only option was to sell their homes to the Clax Corp. Now, to the prison industrial complex, this is a really big theme in this movie. The vast network of prisons, jails, courts, police officers, and other elements that purport to reduce the amount of criminal activity in our society. Now, according to Chapter 11, the prison industrial complex is a self-perpetuating machine. The immense investment in prison, jails, and law enforcement, coupled with the perceived political beliefs of crime control, has led to policies such as mandatory minimum sentences, which result in more people being sentenced to prison and the need for the additional jail cells. In the film, as mentioned before, the Claxons buy out the majority of the houses, has been working with governor bribes, yeah, to build more prisons, work with the corrupt Father Best, make deals with literal demons, Wendell and Wild, to raise the dead of previous council members to gain votes so they can build more private prisons. Now, according to Chapter 11, the CCA turned to the federal government because states had reduced prison funding. In recent years, the CCA has won lucrative federal contracts to build new prisons, and the detention rates for immigrants have increased, meaning more beds are filled. Following Obama's announcement that the Justice Department would no longer use private prisons, CCA stock prices declined, but they rebounded after Trump's election. So it might not be a coincidence that Lane Claxton looks a little like Trump. Now, affirmative action policies and procedures designed to combat ongoing discrimination in schools and the workplace. There is an organization in the film that works with the government to give marginalized students second chances. This organization is called Break the Cycle. It is in this film that the government will pay. It is said that in the film that the government will pay either full or partial tuition to any school that accepts any of these children. Now, a big major theme, or this is the whole plot, prison to school pipeline, a set of practices that leads to children being funneled from public schools into the juvenile and criminal justice system. According to Chapter 8, from preschool and onward, Black students are 3 times more likely than white students to be suspended from school, and Native American students 2 times as likely. The number of arrests related to school are also twice as high for Black and Native American students. This is the film's major storyline. Kat is a Black youth stuck in the system until she is given a second chance by the Break the Cycle organization. The Claxons have planned to have Father Best give a hidden curriculum where they intentionally make the Break the Cycle's kids fail so they fall back to prison. That bed will fill their pockets. Arms. Yep. Now, this film has gone above and beyond with its representation and themes. In Wendell and Wild, community is the key as the film develops into a film about how to come together and support each other, leads to the demolition of the private prison. Even so, the most haunting aspect of the film is neither a jump scare nor one of Selig's or Peele's beautifully creepy characters, but the truth of private prisons and the cruel reality. While our future might seem bleak and frightening, the lessons that the film teaches might just be the thing that we need today. Thank you very much.